Greetings RC friends, welcome to Props and Wheels and to another tailgate review. Here's the tailgate of my car and here's my plane that I'm going to review today. So for you today I have an XK A260 Rare Bear. This is an F8F replica. And I have reviewed the other two, A220 which was a P40 Warhawk, as well as the A210, the T28 Trojan. And now it is time to review the Rare Bear. This is a RTF or ready to fly package, meaning that you have everything inside this box except usually 3 or 4 AA batteries for the controller. Everything is in there. The battery for the airplane as well as the charger. I got this from AliExpress. It was selling for $59.99 and there was a $1 coupon, and after the tax, free shipping, it cost me $62.68. These days, that's a great price for the XK WLtoys and Eachine products that come, fully assembled, almost fully assembled, ready to fly as a mini warbird series. And it came all crushed. United States Postal Service put this little sticker on it and said, sorry about the crushed appearance, but I checked inside and everything seemed fine. Let's do a quick unboxing. So here is everything. Everything came very well protected inside. This is the fuselage with all the servos and the controller board installed. Everything connected. And here is the wing that's going to be attached to it. And then in this little package we have 2 propellers and 1 spinner, and this XK airplanes start using a very similar mechanism that you will find on the mini warbird series of Eachine. So it just you line it up and then it clicks in. So it is fresher fit, and if you hit something or if you crash, instead of breaking the prop or the motor mount or damaging the gearbox, it just pops off. Just make sure that if you are flying on high grass, remember where you crashed it, and so you can find it. Sometimes it's a good idea to spray paint the tips of the propellers. There is another spare propeller here, a small Phillips screwdriver and a couple screws. I think some of these may be spares and one must be for putting it together. And in this other little plastic bag, we have the landing gear. And I'm going to put the landing gear on because we have concrete here. And we also have the charger and the battery. It's the same battery as the other two, the Trojan and Warhawk. So I can use the battery interchangeably. And here we have the manual, very simple manual. And they also included this quick assembly diagram. This is a new thing, and it has step 1, step 2, both in English and Chinese, which is a great addition. I always like these quick guides. If you cannot figure out something, then you should delve into the manual a little more detail to get the detail. But this is great, so this is perfect, and it is good for all 3 airplanes, it looks like. And it also has, the parts that you will need to put it together. Okay, let's put it together very quickly. So one thing it's asking you to do is connecting this lead to the board. This is for the aileron servo, and I think from the instruction it is showing the lead, the second one from the front. So I'm going to try that, and before I screw everything in, I'm going to power it up to see if it is the correct one. I think I'm going to need these pliers to get it in. Okay, I was able to get in, and I hope it's the correct connector. Let's not forget the controller. Should be underneath the box. So the transmitter takes 4 AA batteries. And it's all good. Turn on the transmitter and then connect the battery. And it looks like I connected it to the correct one. Do you see? And everything seems to be working, including the motor. Alright, so let's unplug it for now and complete the assembly. Make sure the battery lead is not sticking getting stuck between the foam, because there is a big stupid label. There we go. This is good, and I'm going to need 2 little screws and a screwdriver. I see 3 different sizes of these, but only 2 of them are of similar length, so I'm assuming those are the ones. The manual doesn't have anything about putting it. Maybe they depend on that, but it doesn't say what size screws you are supposed to use. And they gave like 6 different screws, 3 of different sizes. The rear is a little loose, so I need to tighten it a little more. Unfortunately, this is useless, so I need to use my own screwdriver. And I think the wing is nicely assembled. So this is the tail wheel, goes like that, just in case you need to figure it out. So make sure that when you're installing, the main gear are kind of angled forward a little bit and the wheels are facing out and the wires are inside. Okay, and it has 2 buttons, and in the previous ones this was beginner expert switch, you know, one with gyro, the other one without gyro, and this was rate, low rate, high rate. Alright folks, everything is ready, but as you can tell from that windsock, it is windy. The app is showing 7 miles per hour, but I bet it is more than that. So I'm planning to fly over this grassy area. If I have to ditch it, crash it, at least it won't break too badly. This concrete just scares me, especially during these first flights, maiden flights. And let's double check. There's plenty of juice, and I'm going to set it to high rates because of the wind. And it's in the stability mode. Wow, it is doing better than I expected. It is, the gyro is not calibrated properly. It has a right banking tendency. As you can see, if I let go, it's turning left. So I'm just going to give a little bit of, I'm sorry, right. It's banking right. So I gave a little left banking trim. Still banking right and still banking right. I just wonder if the trim doesn't make any difference in the stabilize mode. I've given already a lot of trim. still has right banking turn tendency. I reached the end of it, and I think it's flying okay now. Yeah, it's hands off, and this is crosswind, kind of. As you see, I haven't touched the control for the last 10-15 seconds, I think. Keeps going straight, so let's do just an aileron turn. And then I'm going to switch to low rate and see. So this is it loses a little bit of altitude, so you have to give a little more throttle probably. But the turning radius is not bad even at the low rates. You just have to give a little more throttle for the full bank turn. Otherwise it loses altitude, as you have seen. Okay, let's go to the, yeah, I mean, you need much more up elevator and more throttle when you are using the high rates, because it banks quite a bit. I mean, look. Does it let me do anything? No, this is the highest bank angle, this is the lowest pitch angle. And by the way, using rudder in a coordinated fashion makes the turn so much tighter. As you can see, you can turn on a dime. And like the T28 Trojan version, the yellow one that I reviewed a few weeks ago, I'll put the link down below as well as on the upper right hand corner. That one also had this sudden rudder authority issue. So the rudder was kind of like on off switch. So when you are turning, you are giving rudder nothing, and then suddenly it just kicks in. Same feeling. But at one point I'm planning to bind all my Eachine and XK planes to my RadioMass TX16S or my Jumper T Lite and see how they fly. Okay, I'm going to switch to expert mode. I'm in the expert mode. My index finger is on top of that little button, just in case. But even now it's not bad in this. And of course it lets me do rolls, loops, everything, hammerheads. That's the hammerhead turn. Nice. And then let's do a loop-de-loop. And if something happens, you just hit that button on the upper right shoulder and it stabilizes it. And when you're ready again, just switch. So now I can do loops. Upside down, I can fly upside down. No issues here. As you can see, it's flying upside down. And back to right side up. And this will even fly better, I think, in no wind or lower wind conditions. It's getting tossed around a little bit, but I mean, it's really nice. Look. And if I do anything stupid, you know, I just put it on the stabilize mode and bring it back. Let's see if I can land it actually. Oh, now it is left banking tendency. Interesting. Is there a gyro drift that's causing it? I'm not sure. Okay. Which way is the wind? Ah, the wind is now blowing towards me. So I can bring it over that patch of grass, turn it around. I'm going to do this on the stabilize mode and set it to low rates. And just bring it over here and land it beautifully. Excellent. Excellent. So far, everything is great. It may be better than the other two actually, and it flies fast. It's a nice, fast little plane. Rare bear. And let's see if the wind changed. Yes, the wind changed again. Now it's kind of calm, so I can take off that way. And this is going to be a rolling takeoff this time. Let's see. All right, increase the throttle slowly, and with the rudder control, perfect. No issues at all. None whatsoever so far. It's flying great, and I expect this will fly even better with an open TX transmitter. Let's quickly check the stall tendency. Let's see if I can power on stall. Just pull, 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 pull. So that's like all the way pull, and then that's the stall, and it's just stabilizing. So, and now I'm going to turn it around and do it. No power stall, so zero throttle. Yeah, it is stabilizing. I'm just pulling, so back on power. So the stability control is doing its job. You cannot stall this plane. Let's try turning. If I can do it like while I'm turning it. Let's decrease the power. No, it didn't stall. I mean, it lost altitude, but it didn't stall really. And now I'm going to put it on expert mode, climb up a little bit, and let's see how the stall feels like. So, oh, that was a stall. It dropped the nose. Let's do an uncoordinated stall. So if yeah, it almost went into a spiral, but you know, you just give throttle and it will come back. Okay, I think the battery may be getting a little low by now, and I'm going to attempt to land it. Which way is the wind blowing from? So low rates, but no stability control. So the wind is very light. So let me bring around. Oh, I was trying to too tight of a turn. I was going to go around, but I turned too tightly and lost altitude. But hey, here is your durability testing. A little scuffed up here. Okay, it feels nice and tight. Let's see if it's going to take off. Give it a little up elevator. And without stability, it's still good. I was able to take off. Okay, let's bring it back. This time without stalling, hopefully. And this is a fast little plane, so you have to keep a little bit of a... Now that's a much better landing, I was saying, and then it tripped over that joint. Alright folks, let's go back to the other camera and give a final verdict. Before giving the final verdict, I want to show you how much battery is left. So let's connect to this. 29%, so that's where I would like to leave my batteries at. About 3.7, 3.8 volts. Because if you take it below about 25-30%, you are damaging the battery. So that was a perfect time. I had a good flight time against the wind. So what is the final verdict for this? I don't usually give 5 stars, but in this case I'm going to make an exception. This is 5 out of 5 in terms of props and wheel score. Why? Because although I had some issues assembling, you know, those are minor things. For a $60 airplane ready to fly, you just need 4 AA batteries for the transmitter. This is an excellent deal. If you can't find it anywhere between $60 to $70, it is an excellent deal. It's ready to fly, it has stability control, you can turn it off, you have low rates, high rates, and the prop pops off. You have seen it, you know, it popped off and it didn't damage anything. It was a hard crash and on the concrete, and still it was fine. It flew right and it took off from the ground. Even in the expert mode, stability off, it was very stable. It wasn't like one of those tail heaviness you may have seen on the Eachine airplanes, or even the other like Trojan and Warhawk of this brand. I think this one may be a better fly even than the Trojan and the Warhawk from XK or WLtoys. I don't know why. Is this a different controller? Maybe different manufacturer? I'm not really sure. And as a friend now. They did a great job, and the battery time is okay. Yes, I love it. I really enjoy flying it even in this wind, and it kept changing. So it gave me confidence. I was doing loops and rolls after only 5 minutes. So really, it is a bud. It is definitely not a dud, it's a bud, and it deserves 5 out of 5 props. Alright folks, that's it. I may do a future video with this one flying bound to my TX16S or Jumper T-Lite. So please stay tuned for that. And meanwhile, please keep the props and wheels spinning. Stay safe and healthy. Hope to see you on the next video. Goodbye.